Hello everyone, you are listening to Real Talks Australia. Today we are traveling beyond Australia into Nepal, where a dramatic shutdown of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and many other platforms has exploded into something much bigger. What began as a government crackdown on social media has now fueled a nationwide youth movement against corruption. This is the story of Nepal's social media ban, the protests that followed, and how a generation is rising up to demand a change. On September 4th, 2025, Nepalese woke up to a shock. 26 major social media platforms were suddenly banned. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, Twitter, now known as X, even LinkedIn and Reddit. The government said that the platforms had failed to register locally and refused to follow Nepal's new social media bill. That law demanded companies appoint representatives in Nepal, create a grievance system for complaints, and accept accountability for harmful content. Some apps complied. TikTok, for example, agreed to Nepal's rules. Fiverr and Popo Live also stayed online. But the big Western companies did not, and the government pulled the plug. The official reason? Authorities said the ban was about protecting people from fake accounts, scams, cyberbullying, and misinformation. They claimed they were simply enforcing a Supreme Court order. In their words, if you want to operate in Nepal, you must follow Nepalese law. But the public did not see it that way. Almost instantly, outrage spread across the country. Students who depended on YouTube for lectures, freelancers who relied on Facebook for clients, families who used WhatsApp to talk with loved ones abroad, everyone was cut off. At the same time, frustration with years of corruption and political mismanagement boiled over. Within days, protests erupted across Kathmandu and beyond. Young people flooded with the streets. They were angry not just about the ban, but about corruption, nepotism, and leaders they felt had failed them. They carried signs, shouted slogans, even adopted a symbol from Japanese anime. The straw hat pirate flag from One Piece became the banner of rebellion. For Gen Z, it represented freedom, resistance, and unity, but the government cracked down hard. Police fired tear gas, water cannons, rubber bullets, and even live surrounds. By the end of that week, at least 19 people had been killed. Hundreds more were injured. Parliament buildings were vandalized, the president's residence was attacked, even ministers' homes were set on fire. As violence spread, ministers began resigning. The home ministers stepped down, the agriculture minister stepped down, and whatnot. Finally, on September 9th of 2025, Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli resigned. The protests had toppled the government. Almost immediately, the cabinet lifted the social media ban. Facebook, Insta, YouTube, and the